Hello everyone, Joshino here. Today I'm highlighting the tremendous feeling of taming the bucking bronco, or otherwise known as controlling the recoil of the NC default heavy LMG, the Gauss saw. For the longest time I was very frustrated with the saw. The kick was wild and I felt like a fish out of water when in close quarters. I remember the metaphor of trying to sling yogurts from your hips at your enemies, which is what it felt like to me to begin with. If you can imagine such an abstract thing that is. Maybe someone out there has a better metaphor. I'm all open ears. So perhaps through getting used to the ACX11 and NC Tross, which have a little bit more of a kick and need to be controlled, when I came back to the saw recently, it just seemed to click. And boy, what a weapon it is when you feel comfortable with it. I notice you always want to burst your fire and control the recoil no matter what really. And that even applies to close quarters combat, as I was finding myself able to one-on-one light assaults with my shield up using the saw. Obviously it still isn't the weapon's strong point, and you will probably lose against good headshotters, or a heavy with a faster firing LMG, but I no longer felt like a fish helplessly flopping around on the deck of a sampan somewhere off the shore of Hong Kong. I think burst firing and controlling a weapon is worth doing on any weapon that doesn't have good hipfire, and especially those with high recoil and high damage. This seems to work quite well with the Tross too. Back to the Gauss saw, the biggest downside for me now is the massive reload time. Sometimes it feels you may as well just redeploy and come back to the fight, it takes so long. But seriously, it is something that you constantly have to keep your mind on, as you'll be very vulnerable whilst reloading. A lot of the time, you get to 10 or so bullets and you still feel it could be a bigger risk to reload. The only thing you can do really is to be ready on that number 2 key to flip your pistol out if you're ambushed, while shoving another big ass magazine into your gun. So the best ranges I found it worked at were the midish range, and it was best at picking off attackers or defenders from a slightly elevated position, especially when you can line up rows of headshots. If you are frustrated with the Gauss saw, I'd suggest giving it a go and trying to get used to the recoil, as it can be a really good weapon. So thanks for watching everyone. Enjoy the rest of the video. If you enjoyed it, hit like, leave me a comment or some criticism, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Joshino.
The shooter and passed. Good work.